Dear students, I hope you all are staying at home safe. Today is my first online class, and in this class I will teach you a short story, The Ice Habit by Ruskin Bond. You have already learned or heard the name of Ruskin Bond, and the story you will read in your present syllabus for class 12. Ruskin Bond has presented us this short story with an ironical situation. It is interesting to note that Ruskin Bond's short story, The Ice Habit, is based on the theme of vision and blindness. People who do not have eyesight use their insight to visualize the world around them. The insight of the mind becomes more powerful to them than the common five senses. Besides handling the theme of vision in blindness, the narrator refers to the theme of blindness in love. It is very interesting to read the story. When you will read, you will see how he dwells on the importance of a short-lived encounter in a railway compartment and states that inner eye provides one with greater perception than normal eyesight. The story begins and ends in a railway compartment, yet it brings in a wide variety of human emotions and complexities of life. Although the words exchanged between the characters in the railway compartment are very few, they leave an abiding impression upon the mind. However, before going through the text, I will discuss something about Ruskin Bond and the story. Now, Ruskin Bond is a widely read writer of Indian origin. That is, he is an Indian author of British descent. He writes in English. The setting of the story, or the setting of most of his stories, are the hills of the Himalayas. Among his most notable works are The Room on the Roof, The Angry River, Rain in the Mountains. You know that he received the Sahitya Akademi Award for his short story collection, Our Trees Still Grow in Dera. Our trees still grow in Dera. Our trees still grow in Dera. For this short story collection, he received the Sahitya Akademi Award. He was also awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 for his contribution to children's literature. However, in this short story, Bond exploits the situational irony that originates between two people who meet by chance in railway compartment. Situational irony that originates between the two people, and the two people meet by chance in the railway compartment. The young man and the girl are unaware of their individual blindness. That is, both of them were blind, but both of them were unaware of their individual blindness and converse with each other from the conviction or belief that both of them can see. The Eyes Habit, written by Ruskin Bond, is relevant today to the affairs of boys and girls in a society. The story deals with the theme of vision and the theme of blindness in love. That is, the theme of vision, the theme of vision, the theme of vision, and the theme of vision in blindness. The theme of vision, the theme of vision, and the theme of blindness in love. The theme of vision and the theme of blindness in love. And these are the themes of the story, the theme of vision and the theme of blindness in love. They triumph over the physical disability with the imaginative power. However, you will read the story line by line. Now, start and open your book. From the very beginning, I will discuss the story line by line by giving the explanation. Now start reading the story. I had the train compartment to myself up to Rohana. Then a girl got in. I had the train compartment to myself up to Rohana. That is, the narrator. I here refers to the narrator. The narrator had the train compartment to myself. That is, the narrator was in the train compartment. Nobody was there, or nobody accompanied the narrator up to Rohana. Rohana is a place with less population in the province of Uttar Pradesh. Nobody accompanied the narrator up to Rohana. He was alone in the train compartment. Then a girl got in. Where did the girl get in? The girl got in at the station of Rohana. The couple who saw her off were probably her parents. The couple who saw her off, see off means send off. Saw her off, send off. Who sent off her, who sent her off or saw her off were probably her parents. Probably means possibly or almost certainly. They seemed very anxious about her comfort, and the women gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of windows, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. That is, they seemed. Who are they referred to here? They referred to here are the parents of the girl, probably. They seemed very anxious about the girl. Seemed means appeared. Seemed means appeared. A-P-P-E-A-R-E-D. Appeared. They appeared. Or it looked that, or it seemed that they were anxious, very worried about her comfort. Anxious means worried. W-O-R-R-I-E-D. Worried. They were very worried about her comfort. Comfort means relief. They were very anxious. It appeared that they were very anxious about her comfort. And the women gave the girl detailed instructions. The women, probably her mother, the mother of the girl, who got in at Rohana. The women gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things. That is, detailed means thorough instructions. Instructions here refers to advices given by the mother. The women gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things. As to means with regard to or as regards. Detailed instructions means thorough. T-H-O-R-O-U-G-H. Thorough instructions. Instructions means advices. Who gave the girl detailed instructions? The mother of the girl. Probably the mother. Here the women refers to the mother of the girl. Probably. The mother of the girl gave her detailed instructions as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of windows. Where to keep her things. When not to lean out, bend out of the window. And how to avoid speaking. How to evade. Avoid means shun or evade. E-V-A-D-E. Evade or shun. S-H-U-N. Evade or shun. How to evade or shun. Speaking to strangers. Strangers means unknown persons. Unknown persons or the persons who are not known to the girl. That is strangers. Now, in the first paragraph of the story, you have read something about the introduction of the narrator. The narrator was in a 10 compartment for journey, and nobody accompanied him up to Rohana. That is, he was only alone in the 10 compartment up to Rohana. Then a girl got in. The girl came in the compartment at Rohana. And when the girl was in the 10 compartment, we see that the couple, probably her parents, came to see the girl came to see her off or send her off. And during this time, the mother gave the girl detailed advices or instructions that can be followed by the girl in the railway journey. And here we see that both the father and mother of the girl were very anxious about her comfort. Now, in the second paragraph, they called their goodbyes, they shouted or cried out their goodbyes. They bade the girl goodbyes, and the train pulled out of the station. Pulled out means moved away or left. Moved away or left. Moved away. M-O-V-E-D. Moved away or left. L-E-F-T. Moved away or left. Left the station. As I was totally blind at the time. Here I refers to the narrator. As I was totally blind at the time means the time when the narrator was journeying in the train. And here the narrator here expressed his total blindness at that time. As I was totally blind at the time, my eyes sensitive only to light and darkness, I was unable to tell what the girl looked like. The narrator was unable to tell about the appearance of the girl or about the beauty of the girl. Here the narrator tried his level best in order to guess what the girl looked like. But here the narrator was totally blind, so he could not guess how the girl looked. As I was totally blind, that is due to his total blindness. At the time, his eyes were sensitive only to light and darkness. It is natural that if a man is blind, the blind man's eyes are sensitive only to light and darkness. So the narrator was unable to tell about the appearance or beauty of the girl. But I knew she wore slippers. Slippers means loose, light sandals, usually worn in the house. I knew she wore slippers from the way. So how did the narrator know that the girl wore slippers? Here, it is according to the description given by the narrator, we see that he knew that the girl wore slippers from the way that they slapped against her heels. They slapped against her heels. Slapped means hit or struck repeatedly. Hit, H-I-T. Hit or struck. S-T-R-U-C-K. Struck repeatedly. Hit or struck repeatedly. They slapped. They here refers to the slippers. The slippers hit or struck repeatedly against her heels. Heels means the back of the foot. The back side of the foot. And here, according to the knowledge of the narrator, that is, the narrator gathered the knowledge that the girl wore slippers from the way that the slippers slapped or hit repeatedly against the heels of the girl. So, in the second paragraph, dear students, you have already learned that it is the narrator who was totally blind at the train journey, and when the train left the station, just after the goodbyes called by the parents of the girl, the narrator tried to guess about the or tried to guess what the girl looked like. But the narrator could not guess it because he was totally blind. As he was totally blind. That is, due to his total blindness or on account of his total blindness, at the time that the eyes being sensitive only to light and darkness, the narrator was unable to tell about the appearance of the girl. But he guessed the girl wore slippers. Now in the third paragraph, it would take me some time to discover something about her looks. It would take me some time to discover something about her looks, and perhaps I never would. It would take me some time. That is, as the narrator was blind, totally blind, it would take him some time to discover, to find out something about her appearance or beauty. And perhaps I never would. That is, here the narrator said that he would never be able to, perhaps he would never be able to discover or find out about the appearance of the girl, because here he expressed his total blindness. But I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. I liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. That is, though the narrator could not guess about the appearance of the girl, he liked the voice of the girl and even the sound of the slippers. These were the two things liked by the narrator. Besides the sound of her voice, the narrator liked the sound of her slippers worn by the girl. Now, here, both the narrator and the young girl was in the train compartment, and here, during this time of the train journey, the narrator asked, "Are you going all the way to Dehra? Are you going all the way to Dehra?" I asked. "Are you going all the way to Dehra?" I asked. I here refers to the narrator. The narrator asked the girl whether he was going all the way to Dehra. And here, from this information or from this line uttered by the narrator, we may guess that the narrator was going to Dehra.